Couldn't stand in line, so I became a leader. Turned these non-believers into overachievers. They were sleeping on the boy like I'm only a dreamer. I was high off life, mixed with a little reefer. When you don't know the game, I promise they'll try to cheat you. Study.
Hello, Melanites. My name is GT.
And I'm Kymmy Cocoa.
We are your hosts for Connecting the Dots, where we bring everything full circle within our culture. And tonight we're going to start off with a segment called Let Me Put You on Game.
And tonight we're going to put you on game regarding what to do when you're on a job interview, what to wear, and how to present yourself.
And what you got?
I just think that when you're on a job interview, ladies, okay, you might want to just tone down a little bit on the makeup. Make sure you're dressed professionally. And by professionally, because I know people don't know what that means.
No mini skirts.
Right. Below the knee or at the knee.
Keep your tatas covered.
Please keep the tatas covered. Wear stockings. Actually, you should probably check the company website and see what the company culture is. If it's business casual or if it's formal. Well, not really formal, but wear a tie and a jacket type of a culture. See what their culture is and then, go above that. So if it's business casual, you still need to wear a jacket and a tie if you're a fella, and you still need to wear professional outfit if you're a lady.
Well, a lot of people make the excuse too that they don't have business stuff. I do want to point out, like, Goodwill do have things at bargain prices, and even if you are in a financial bind, you can also go to the Salvation Army, get belts, slacks, things of that nature. Right. I just don't think jeans is something that's appropriate for a job interview. Always make sure you got like some khakis or something of that attire.
Right.
Like I said, Salvation Army. If you are in a financial bind, you can also go to the Goodwill if you do have a little bit of money, and you can get stuff, a lot cheaper.
And a lot of times the Goodwill has stuff that still has the tag on it. I mean, think about how many things you have that you never wore, you got it home, you couldn't return it, and you still have it in your closet. A lot of people donate that stuff to the Goodwill. So don't think like, right. You're getting something somebody had on. I
actually got my first car from the Goodwill.
Oh,
95 Cadillac DeVille. It was from a guy from New York. Yeah. He used to come down south and play golf.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, but they definitely have nice stuff that you can get. You're only going to have to wear it. You probably have maybe at the most 2 to 3 interviews.
Until you get your first paycheck.
Until you get your first paycheck. But even still, you make sure you always re-up your wardrobe. You don't have to always have a club outfit. Make sure you have a couple of professional items in your closet in case you need to go on interviews. Or in case you have... Sometimes when you're on your job already, they'll say, okay, we have visitors or guests coming, or they just want you to dress up for something. Always make sure you have a jacket, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have a tie. Make sure you have shoes that you don't look like you're going to the club in. They could be heels, but I'm a little bit more conservative. Right. Right.
Make sure you have at least 3 copies of your resume in a folder. That is very important so your paperwork don't get crinkled up. Also, keep the jewelry to a minimum. Men, if you wear earrings, make sure you don't have any earrings in. Very important because it is a difference maker.
And if you wear lashes, get the short lashes for your interview. Make the dramatic lashes for the club. And if you have jewelry, like you said, little dainty earrings for your interview. You leave the big hoop earrings for after work or happy hour. Don't go to work looking like you're trying to turn everybody on, even though they have sexy outfits. You can show your curves, but you don't have to show too much.
Right.
I know for black women, especially, some of those suits, the way they're cut, they're not cut for us. Because we still have everything popping out of everywhere. But you can put on a sweater and something to, kind of just look more conservative. It's all about being conservative. This is one time when you really want your mind to speak for you and really not necessarily your body parts. Because they want you to be able to work. And that also depends on what kind of job it is, too. Because you might have a job at a restaurant or something.
Yeah, make sure you're not chewing gum, too.
Oh,
because a lot of managers have told me that's been a big issue. Like, even when you're in the lobby, make sure before you even go in the building, you spit the gum out. Because a lot of managers say if they see a person chewing gum in the lobby, they'll interview them still, but they automatically disqualified. They're just not going to let them know that.
And make sure you ask questions. Do your research on the company when you get there. Make sure it's a company you want to work at. They need you. They're the ones that are looking out for people to come work there. And you're choosing them. But make sure that it's a good relationship. Make sure the culture reflects your ideas and your principles, and look and see what they're about, and then go from there. So when you get there, ask them, of course, you need to find out about the pay, how often they pay, the benefits. You usually can do some research about that online, but companies don't like to give that much stuff out right away. But make sure you know what you're getting into before you get there. And there are some reviews, believe it or not. Employees go online and they'll give reviews on the company, whether it was a good place to work, what kind of atmosphere is there. So just do your homework and make sure that you're getting the right job for you.
Also, last thing I want to point out, if you do have a difficult time finding jobs, just a couple of places to point out where you can get jobs from or look for jobs. Places like Snag a Job, Indeed.com.
Oh, Indeed is real good.
And also make sure you create yourself a LinkedIn profile, because sometimes those managers, they're hands on those sites and they do view your profile. So just make sure you have all your ducks in a row as well when you're on LinkedIn.
And make sure your social media profile is not you at the club popping a bottle when people might be looking for you on Facebook or Instagram, just to see what kind of person you are during your job search. Now, after you secure your job and you're good and you at work, you can do whatever you want. But when you know for sure, they might be scoping you out, make sure you update your stuff online. So you can roll into the next
All right, so we put you on game. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get into facts and opinions.
Tonight's facts and opinions are on polygamy and monogamy.
This is going to be interesting.
He thought about this one.
So, give me some facts on it. What facts you got for us?
So, polygamy is not legal. So when you talk about monogamy and polygamy, what exactly is it that you mean? Because polygamy is only legal in Muslim countries.
Not as far as marriage, but a person being with multiple people. Because that's basically what's going on today. You can't deny that. Everybody always got a second person. I don't care if you're married, however you look at it.
Okay, everybody doesn't always have a second person.
Some people don't have nobody.
Some people have one person. That's ideally what the mold is supposed to be. I mean, you can only marry one person. So if you're not married, if you are with somebody else, then you're in the wrong. If you're not married, you can do what you want to do. Either you're married or you're single. So
I agree, but that's not realistic in 2017.
I mean, it can be if y'all stop making it a thing. People are making it a thing. Like, they actually have made this a thing. Because more than anything,
been going on.
Absolutely.
It's just social media is around.
It's just not. There's no shame in it anymore. That's the only difference. Like, back in the day, people would do it behind the scenes. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a hush hush in the dark. Meet me at the. Daddy
it was messing with the auntie.
But it wasn't like now. It's like the side chicks of, they have a show or something. I saw like the side chicks of Charlotte, and I'm like, why would you even watch that? The more you attention and the more you make this a thing, the more you're drawing all that stuff into your own life.
Because a lot of women are side chicks, a lot of men are side dudes,
and that's fine for them if they feel like they're being emotionally and physically.
Sometimes it's not by choice. Sometimes it's the person you decide to get yourself involved with. They don't tell you everything up front.
Right.
So sometimes a lot of people actually do have feelings for that person, and they get caught up in the situation. And then, it just depending on the situation, you may be so into that person to where you feel like you don't want to fall back once you get to a certain point.
Okay, when does it come down to you saying I deserve more and I deserve somebody that's willing to give me 100%?
Some people don't look at it that way.
Well, then they have to do a self-evaluation and figure out, okay, what is it about me that doesn't think I deserve 100% of somebody? What is it about me? It really comes down to a personal choice, because if you think that it's okay to share somebody is not being 100% fulfilled.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm polygamy, team polygamy. I'm single.
Okay, but you're single, so it's really not polygamy. So what you're talking about is just.
But they know though.
Being
it's
out there, being
it's
single.
You as a person, you have to let them know that.
What? That they're not the only one?
That they're not the only one.
Yeah, well then, okay, you're single, you're young, and you can do stuff like that. But when you're talking about commitment and settling down and getting into something with somebody that's like trying to build, all that stuff falls to the wayside because that's a distraction. It's like, okay, what are you trying to do? You trying to just, what are you doing that for? Because you're fulfilling your flesh and your fleshly desires.
Well, it's not about
you getting
sex.
paid?
It's not about sex.
Well, what is it
it's
about?
It's not always about sex. I mean,
Attention.
you may have one that may have good sex. You may have one that may have a good conversation. You may have one that you just may have a good time with, and you may want to go out with. I mean, it doesn't have to always be sexual. I think that's why it's so frowned upon because everybody is thinking sexually, and it's not always about sex.
Okay, well, there's emotional cheating too. So the goal is to try to find everything you need in one person. It's not about the other person being perfect. It's about them being able to communicate with you and share their life with you. You know what I mean? And the sex is just a bonus. The sex is just a bonus.
I'm going to tell you what one of my Snapchat followers said. She said that she feels both are influenced by religion. She said people take it too literal. Mm-hmm. She said it's organic for you to live the way that you want to live. She said you know in your spirit if it's right, whether you're practicing either or. She said if more people were open to it, it would be less divorces. And she said she don't think it's practical to be with one person your whole life.
Okay. So she said a couple of things. Which first of the thing she said is she feels convicted by her religion not to give into being able to do that, right?
Pretty much. She said she think a lot of people think it's based off that it's their influences on their opinion when it comes to this topic.
Well, that's true.
It's religion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because most of the time, I mean, marriage is all that stuff has to do with religion, right? Polygamy is accepted in the Muslim culture, and they say you can have 4 wives if you can afford to have 4 wives. I mean, that's like the maximum according to their religion. But for Christians, in the Bible, most of the people that practiced polygamy like had horrible things happen to them at the end of their life. Like they ended up like look at Solomon. Like it was just so much going on that is like, okay, yeah, you can do it, but look what happens. Look what you bringing into yourself. And as a female, she's talking about she wants to have more than one dude. Is that what she?
That's not what she's saying. She's saying that she just don't think it's practical. And the reason, I'm gonna say this. Instagram follower of mine said this. Just like you're saying, it's frowned upon almost when it's practiced. The picture is always painted most of the time, you know, for everybody is that the husband has several wives, which is very sexist because it can be the opposite way.
Right.
But of course, men are not going to go for that, especially black men. But the benefits of it is, I mean, there won't be no single mothers, financial stability, workloads can be lightened, and sex and emotion can be extended to that. But men are for it for their benefits.
Okay, if you're talking about for men to see, that's the thing. When you talk about polygamy, it's always about men having more than one wife. Because like you said, men would never go for that with us. But why would they never go for that with us? You know why? Because as women, you share your body with me. Your sexual organ is on the outside. Mine is on the inside. So it's like shoes. I always use this as an example. You have a shoe. You put your foot in everybody's shoe? No, that's disgusting. So as a woman, why would you want everybody, why would you want so many different, it's different for us. It's just different for us. And like you said, it would never go down because the black men would never have it. You would never like to admit that your girlfriend has other dudes as a man, would you? But you think it's just so cool for us.
That's why you don't have girlfriends.
Huh?
That's why you don't have girlfriends.
Be single. Like, just don't get married. Make it clear to every woman, and that's what I'm saying. If you are real with everybody, that's cool. But make sure that when you're dating a female, that she knows from the beginning, I never want to get married. I'm just gonna do me, and you're just one of whatever. And if everybody keeps it real like that, I have no problem with it. But it's the games that people play, and they try to make you feel like you're number one and you're so special.
It's all about communication.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue. Not just with this topic, but pretty much everything that goes on in the world, financially, anything, is all about communication.
Yeah, but I mean, there would still be single parents because it's still, if you think about it, if you have more than one wife, you're still only one man, right? So you're only one man. You can't be there for every single kid and every single wife and every emotional, financial need that they have. You can't.
I can agree to that, but that's why I say like it's pretty much what's going on right now. Like,
but that's why dudes get busted.
Women may have a guy that financially he may take care of everything, and then they got one guy that's great in bed.
But that's how you get busted. You know how you get busted? Because you fall off somewhere. Either your sex falls off, your attention falls off, your time falls off.
Your ass better work on it, whatever it is.
Well, if you can do that, that's fine. But make sure, like I said, you keep it real and tell everybody what's going on, so you won't have those problems. That's the only way it's gonna work. And just, you can't marry more than one person, but just don't even marry one person if you can't keep it together.
I agree. The last segment we're gonna talk about tonight is Cocoa with Kymmy. So, Kymmy, tell us what's steaming.
So since we are talking about having multiple sex partners, and since we found out via social media that your boy has so many different pending legal cases due to sexually transmitted diseases, and now like millions people are suing him for millions of dollars alleging that he transmitted herpes to them, we're going to talk about the worst case scenario, which is HIV.
You left your keys and shoes, Bobby Valentino.
So we're going to talk about HIV. And I saw an article on blackdoctor.org, and it talked about the cities with the 10 cities in the United States that have the highest AIDS rate. Okay, you ready? Number 10, Baltimore, with 24.3%. Number 9, Jacksonville, Florida, 25.1%. But they're saying that's due to tourism. By the way, all of these cities are in the South. I
lived in Jacksonville. What the fuck is the tourism at?
Yeah, I don't know. But they have a lot of conference centers and stuff. So like my companies used to have meetings in Jacksonville
maybe
all
they're
the time.
merging that with St. Augustine. I don't know.
Number 8 is Columbia, South Carolina, and they're saying that it's due to poverty and lack of affordable health care. So health care has a lot to do with it too. You know, with all the pending legislation with the Health Care Act and everything, you really we gotta stay on top of that as Black people. We have to keep on top of that. Number 7 is, guess where? Hey, ATL, shout it. ATL has a 25.9% HIV rate. 1,000 people they have HIV.
Well, we know why that is.
Wait a minute. 1,000 people are diagnosed. 1,000 people are diagnosed every year. 50% of them do not find out until it's too late and they already have full-blown AIDS.
Because they don't get tested.
Number 6 is Memphis, Tennessee. They have a 27.6% rate. 2,000 people in Memphis have it and they don't know that they have it. That's scary. Memphis, what's going on? Number 5, Orlando, Florida, 28.8. Number 4 is Jackson, Mississippi, 32.2. So in Mississippi, they are trying to give out the PrEP pill. And I got this when I was in New Orleans at the Essence Festival. So when I got my AIDS test, they were giving out free HIV tests in the Essence Festival, and they were giving out these shirts because there's actually a pill that they're giving out to people in cities that have high HIV rates to help prevent HIV. So if you actually take this pill, it will lower your rate of contracting HIV. So y'all want to do that? Well, you take that, take Plan B, take everything, or just keep your daggone legs closed. Or condoms, everything. Okay, back to the list. Where were we? Okay, so number 5 was Orlando. Number 4 is Jackson, Mississippi, 32.2. They're also giving out the pill a lot to people there. Number 3 is New Orleans, 36.9. 19,000 people have HIV, and 50% of them have full-blown AIDS.
Where?
New Orleans.
Shit.
Number 2 is MIA, Miami, 42.8. And number 1 is Baton Rouge, 44.7. And they're saying that the Baton Rouge rate is so high because of sharing needles. They have a high opioid crisis out there. So there you go. It's not a game. And it is a real hypersexualized culture out here right now. and it's like nobody is telling the other side of that. And here it is. The numbers don't lie. It's still out here. You don't really hear many people talking about it that much anymore, but you can still get it. So wrap it up.
Make sure you wear your jumpsuit when you go down the rabbit hole. Make sure y'all check out our sister shows, DJ Samoa's Top 5 Countdown and Inside the Industry with Jay Black. This is GT and Kymmy Cocoa signing out. Good night. I don't know who Maxine Waters is. School me on who Maxine Waters is.
She's a congresswoman in California. You don't know Auntie Maxine?
No, I don't know Auntie
Maxine. Oh, you got to go follow Auntie
do my
Maxine.
research.
You better go follow Auntie Maxine. Which one is that? Which one is that? No, is that the one with the little red hair?
I don't really care if you cry.
I don't know which one that is. Is he the one with the little chain that has little upside down crosses on
Push
it?
me to the edge. All my friends are dead.
I don't know if that's him. I think he's possessed and everyone should unfollow him. That is the devil. Who? Ew, no, boo, unfollow.